Hey guys, and welcome back to Emerald Coast. We did a little bit of off-camera work while I was away, but we have, just to catch you up to speed, what we have now is, let's turn off that. As you can see, all of the grass fields are now first stage fertilized. We are in early spring, so tomorrow should be late spring, and we should get a grass growth state, which will allow us to hopefully fertilize one more time before we go and cut our grass for the first time. And we're going to take that grass down to the BGA to hopefully ingest ourselves with a whole bunch of money. Hey Rob, hey Shadow, hey Will. What we're going to do is we're going to use our investment in our second tractor here, the 6410, and we're going to use it to cart our tipper into the woods. You can also see that we, for a little bit of time, we were running at 5x clock speed, and I think we may, once we move into our second year, we may go ahead and do that for most of the time. Is do 5x. Gonna be able to get out. I think you got out between the cars. Slow down a little bit. Let's see. Sit here. It looks like you got between the cars there. Bet. Stuck? What's going on? There he comes. Alright, good deal. I was having some fun when we were when I was using the weeder on the big grass field. Hey Jonathan. I was having some fun with that because I was watching. I had to take the tractor and get it fueled up, and when I got hooked up to the weeder again, I was watching the traffic accordion for quite a while as the traffic would slow down because somebody behind me was slow. Then they would get going, but before they could get going, somebody else would slow down, almost come to a complete stop, and it took a fair amount of time before the traffic kind of caught back up and would stop doing their accordion action. Hey Shadow, no, I don't play construction sim. Hey Jonathan, hey John. We're going to head on back in here. Hopefully we don't get this little tractor stuck in the mud. We're going to head on back in here and chip up some more wood chips so that we can sell it, or take a load of wood chips up to the compost master in the morning. I'm doing pretty good. Let's take a look and see how this little thing's handling the mud. It's bogged down there. Pretty good. Come on. Oh. Uh-oh. I've gotten this one stuck in the mud. I need to give him a little bit of a push. I was doing pretty good until I got that first tractor there stuck in the mud. There, that should work. Thought it would work, but nope. Alright. Shove him some more. Oh, this guy's plumb stuck. Yeah, I was doing good until I got this guy stuck in the mud. There, that'll free him. Oh, that'll get him out of the mud. Just doesn't seem to have the ability to pull through the mud like this one does. Then I'll bring the other tractor up here. I'll have to just know to kind of drive off the road, kind of drive over here in the woods. I didn't know. I did not do a 10-hour stream. That's for darn sure. I'm not into those. I call them gimmicky streams. Not into those. I don't usually tab, but we're gonna tab around to this. Now, I try to keep my streams to about 2 hours. Sometimes we go a little over. Hey Craig, what's up? Alright, we're just gonna drive here through the woods because we don't need this guy getting stuck in the mud again. Hey Farmer, oops. Thanks for dropping by. Said we wouldn't be in the road. There we are. Still gonna need to bring our still gonna need to bring our stump grinder up in here and grind up some of these stumps. And some point during this year, I want to plant some more saplings here. Since our goal is to play 10 years, we're going to have an opportunity to plant saplings and have them go to full growth and cut them down and potentially have another set of saplings go to full growth. Before we finish up the map. That'll be fun to kind of demonstrate and see. All right, that there. That turned on. turn this one on so we'll see what our fill capacity is. And alright, we're going to need to cut these into littler chunks. Hey Matt, thanks for coming by. I think I'll, if you all had a chance to check out my 3-part map video on Hofbergman. That came out yesterday. And I was just recording a Rathland series video where I talked about... Oh, watch. Is that too big? No? Okay. Oh, shoot. That's too big to go in, isn't it? We need to do, need to cut that in half. I need to cut this in half. Put that down. I didn't even know you guys could do this until I watched a video on from Black Sheep Modding. I'll split this log in half. Sweet. So, just yesterday, Hofbergman, the 3-part map video, that came out, and I was talking in a pre-recorded video that I recorded just before I turned on the live stream here. There we go. That I found it was pretty funny that that map would get updated to 1.007 either the same day or the day after that that video was aired. I thought that was pretty comical. I had recorded those videos probably about a week ago, and I just got them scheduled into the channel, and then lo and behold, Farmer Andy goes and updates the map. From the description, I think he added the Graze mod, which has become quite a popular topic over at FSUK. With the release of this map that includes it, and the release of the Graze mod itself to include in your own map. Oh man, I gotta cut this one too. All right, let's do that. Let's see here. Oh, I guess we'll have to cut them in half. Hi, Matt. I'll check you later. Hopefully you can get to a point where you can charge it up, or just have to watch the replay. That's the big problem with this one is won't take logs that are super big. I gotta cut them down to size. Hey Riley, what's up? Tell you something else that I'm looking to mess with is that the Seasons folks have a kind of a development still in development, but it's a soil compaction mod. And I was going to mess with that either on this map or on... might put it in on Rathlin just to see how it works. So I don't know if I'll really be able to see how it works on Rathlin or not. Because I don't know if we're going to go through 3 harvests or not. I don't really know too much about it, but it seems to change how the game interacts with respect to needing plowing, and more specific to around the amount that you drive on the field. So actually driving on the field will affect the compaction levels, if I understand it correct. So you could start a map and potentially not need to plow the map or the field ever, depending on how you farm it and how you do things. If you drive over the field recklessly lots of times, then you'll probably need to plow more often than if you drive carefully or use tires that are less impactful. Because there are a fair number of farmers, at least here in the U.S., that don't regularly plow. They do not routinely plow their fields. Not that it's just they can get by with it. Either the soil type just does not require constant plowing. So we're going to leave the log trailer up here. And I'm going to leave the log forks up here and everything. Just came up to basically chip up these bits of tree as we have time. %, there. All right. So we'll just continue to cut these up. Since that other also, since that other log up there is going to require us to split it up. The birch growth, what's that one do? Or is that just a map maker's script? Oh, this is the one. Missed a spot what, Rob? What did I miss? I didn't miss anything. Missed you? No, I didn't miss you one bit. That's for sure. Oh, the work vacation's not over. Don't go back to work till Monday. That was pretty good. Yeah, we got to get away from the kids for a little bit. Got to chillax. It's like lots of parents, though. Once you get away from the kids, that's about all you ever end up talking about. We went to one restaurant, which was pretty cool. You know, they served all kinds of, you know, quote, fancy meals and everything. And we were talking with her, the waitress, who has a kid who's graduating high school. And talking about our youngest, who he'd only be interested for, you know, he'd only be interested in French fries. And she mentioned that they didn't have a deep fryer in the house. So they served 0 fried foods. So therefore, that restaurant would not have been a Patrick approved restaurant, because they wouldn't have been able to serve him French fries. And we told him about it on the way home, and I didn't see his expression, but the wife told me that his he just had these big wide open eyes like, what are you talking about? Somebody that doesn't serve French fries? That's like blasphemy. What do you mean? There we go. Alright, 96%. That is close enough. Alright, it's over here. Let's drop these forks. Oh, I'll drop the whole arm, just a fork. That's all I wanted to drop. Alright. Alright. We're going to bring this guy around. There we go. So all the rest of the restaurants we went to on the trip, we basically just checked the menus to see if they were they would be Patrick approved, meaning if they served French fries. We went to one that served waffle fries, and while they're French fries, he's not a big fan of waffle fries. I think they just look too different. I'm not a modder in that respect to know how to customize a vehicle beyond simple XML edits like changing the price, basic things like that. So I would say very hard, because I don't know how to do it. Now others who understand modding a little bit better and have done vehicle mods would probably tell you it's not hard at all, because you just get in and just change some things. It's kind of, you know, level of understanding that you have, and customizing vehicles for me is not something that I am well versed in. Yeah. I mean, it's not. You can't change the color on the one that's on Mod Hoster. Um, can't can't change the engine or anything, but it's still the basic same C10. It's got the same interior, the same overall aspects. The other one, the one that I'm using, is just is heavily, well, it's not heavily modified, but I think it's a different conversion from the FS17 truck. Hey, country girl, thanks for dropping by. Hope you're feeling good. Gamer, thanks for the sub. Trying to swing in and pick up our eggs and take our eggs up to the diner, and then we're going to skip forward till tomorrow. Good small map for seasons. Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Say about the best advice I could give would be to check out my playlist of map videos. In those, most of them, I have the PDA as the title slide, and you can just kind of look at the PDAs and figure out, maybe just, you know, judge a map by its cover, if you will, and see which ones kind of interest you. It's kind of hard to go off of just a small map with seasons. Some people like square fields, some people don't like square fields. Some people like you know, animals in a specific area. They like them all together, they like them apart. I could suggest a small map with seasons, and then you look at it and you're like, yeah, but no, I want an American map. And, well, you didn't say that. Or you're like, well, I was looking for a European map. So the best thing I would do would be just poke around at the playlist. And it's not that I'm, you know, poking for views or anything, but literally that's so many different preferences that people are going to have, that's going to be your best option. While we're pulling in here, let me show you what I've got bought up here. Kind of changed our plans a little bit from the other stream. So we've got a Massey Ferguson Forage harvester to pick up our grass. And we've got a John Deere harvester, silage harvester, a silage wagon to collect our grass. And over at the compost master, we've got ourselves a conveyor belt set up, because the forage wagon there unloads to the side, and therefore would not be a really good candidate to take up to the BGA, or not the BGA, but the compost master and unload it manually. Couldn't really back it up there, unload it, because it unloads off the side front. So we're going to unload into a conveyor and let that tip up into the compost master. Looks like that's all the eggs. Now this map is a 2x map. It's a standard size, but it plays much larger than it is. To Dawn. There we are. So, do we have the fertilizer? Yeah, we got the fertilization figured out. Kind of. Those plans changed a little bit since the last stream also. Got our mower here we're going to use. And hopefully our grass has grown some. So we're going to be able to use that. actually, this stream, I hope to be able to mow some grass. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the clock down to 5x. What we're gonna do for the fertilizer, the second stage. So the first stage we used a harrow to quote weed the grass. This stage we are going to use a fertilized spreader that we're actually going to borrow from the bulk fertilizer place. We've got a they are allowing us to use one of their fertilized spreaders to put fertilizer on our fields. And we kind of established that in the last stream we were only going to be able to, I guess I should bump this up until it's 8 o'clock. We're only going to be able to use the bulk fertilizer if we buy 10,000 liters or more. Oh, let's not run. That's what I get for reading chat. But since we're going to use their fertilized spreader, they're going to let us go ahead and use the bulk fertilizer price. Yeah, we're going to add the enhanced chicken stuff at some point. Genesis. I just haven't added it in. Partially due to the partially the price. How much does it cost? Yeah, 10,000. Partially the price, because we started from $0. Everything we have is basically what we have earned. We literally started with $0, a truck, and a chainsaw. Everything that we have has come from logging at this point. We do have a little bit of a loan with the bank. I hope that our compost work is going to allow us to pay that loan off. Yeah, we're going to have a clean start, $0. We started with a truck and a chainsaw, and we're working our way up. Like I said, we're going to play 10 years on the map, so we have plenty of time to earn money and buy fields and whatnot. What we're going to do is we're going to take this down here to the compost master. Then we're going to run over and check out the grass field. Now, in the normal Emerald Coast, you start with a whole bunch of stuff. You start with a whole bunch of equipment, and you start with fields 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Before I started this series, though, I went in and I sold everything that I could sell. You do start with the wheel loader that's owned by the compost company. There is a fuel trailer. If you have the Cote pack that you get, that's owned by the compost company. So the things that were owned by the compost company you couldn't sell. So obviously they are still around. But I basically sold everything else off, and then I went into the save game and gave myself $0 and 0 loan. That's how we started. This guy does not like the mud. You can see our conveyor belt that we've got set up for the silage chaff. Hey Anders, what's up? Alright, let's take this back. And while we take this back, we're going to swing by and just check the big grass field. See how that's working. So I thought this was pretty cool John Deere. I got the front window open, I got the sides and the back window open. And I noticed the other day that I can turn the lights on by hitting these IC controls if I want. I'm pretty sure this is linked in the mod spreadsheet. Close the glass. I can take that off. Turn the wiper on. I don't know if the wiper turns itself on, if it rains or not. I've got a couple tractors that I know the wipers start working when it rains. I think the truck's that way. Alright, let's head on out here. It should be linked in the description. It's a Google Sheet. There's a fair number of mods on there that aren't quite in use yet. Basically, the list has a bunch of mods that are either in use or planned to be used. I just went ahead and just put them on in there. Ready. Let's see. I think I might be able to mow that. Gonna drop this trailer off at the farm. We're gonna go talk to the fertilizer folks and see if we can't pick it up. The new old fertilizer spreader we're going to use here in a little bit is linked there. Now that is a custom grass texture on Emerald Coast. Apparently it is very indicative of apparently it is indicative of grass in Florida. That particular I guess breed of grass, if you call it a breed, has that kind of a color to it. Now, when it's fully grown, it doesn't quite look like that. It's a bit more green. Got our horsies over there. Yeah, the grass you see here along the road, anything that looks like normal, quote, normal grass is non-mowable. The only mowable grass on the map is in 3 distinct locations. Alright, we're gonna drop this off here. And we'll head over here. We're just going to shoot across the street. Clearing. So the grass here between the fields, that is non-mowable grass. It's a grass patch over there we're going to fertilize. So Will sent me a mod after the last stream where we were having some issues with that little Agro Mix fertilizer spreader, Agro Max, whatever it's called. Not wanting to fill here at the bulk location. So he sent me a working mod that basically is the same as the Deco fertilizer spreaders here at the bulk place. So which one of these do you think is an actual usable mod, and which one is which are Deco? So he sent it to me, and it's a Russian job, but I went in on the one I'm using and I basically took out all the Russian stuff that was here. So we're going to use this one. It is owned by the fertilizer place. And it will fill from here. There we go. Holds 5,000 liters. And cost us $4,800. This fertilizer spreader is in that mod spreadsheet also. And I was looking earlier today, and this would be a cool one too. I don't know if he's got a working model of this one, but I did find what I think is the original link to this model. Looks like it's kind of a Russian mod site, so I went ahead and put the link there. But I found this. I don't know if he's. I think this is a little detail that Will put in here. This is Gainesville, Georgia, Chandler Equipment Company. This one and this one over here have that same sticker. I'm willing to bet that that is one of those subtle, small details that Will puts into maps that lots of people end up playing and never realize or never notice. So if that is indeed one of those little details, I found one. Gainesville, Georgia, which kind of works for a map that is based in northern Florida. We have some spreaders that are based from Florida or Georgia. We're going to go and we're going to put a second coat of fertilizer on some of these grass fields with this spreader, courtesy of the bulk fertilizer place, and it's not taking it. All right, well. Oh, we're still in early spring. What? Oh, are we doing 12-day seasons? I thought we were doing 9-day seasons. Well, if that's the case, that's why I won't take it yet. We haven't moved into mid-spring. Well, we're gonna go do some more wood chipping. Yeah, I do. I didn't realize that I thought I was doing 9-day seasons. I'm doing 12, so I need to wait until one more day. We'll put this over here. for now. It's 24 meters, I think. It's nothing huge. But it's kind of, you know, geared around, this gameplay is kind of geared around 80s and 90s time period. So that old looking beat up thing kind of fits. I'm gonna leave the other tractor where it is. Just kind of keep an eye on this. Well, no, let's go back and get that other tractor. That way I'll know what the fill level is. Yeah, there is lots of place for you to store stuff at the arable area, arable farm. You can't, it's hard to see. But the road, the center of the road, they even have little reflectors. In an earlier version, those reflectors had collisions on them, which would send your tractor for a nice little flight if you hit them wrong. But they're okay now. You can drive on them. They don't do anything. But at night they do reflect light. They do light up. Right. If you haven't watched, if you haven't seen my video on the walkthrough on Emerald Coast, I'd encourage you to go check that out on the playlist. This map has a lot of features that that we're going to experience over the course of 10 years, but we're not going to have time to show them all off this stream. For example, there are 5 fillable fuel tanks around the map that you have to bring fuel to in order to use. They're not full of endless gasoline. You have to bring fuel to them. Did you get out? Oh, you got annihilated by traffic. Traffic in general is fairly nice on the map, but time to time, if you pull out in front of somebody, they will take you out. There is a bulk fuel purchase where you can buy fuel for, I think, half price, or you can buy fuel at the Shell station for full price. When I had to refuel this tractor off camera, I fueled it up at the Shell station on purpose because I didn't want to buy bulk fuel until I had a trailer. So similar to kind of the thing I'm setting up with buying bulk seed and fertilizer, I'm going to only buy bulk fuel when I have a trailer to buy it in a large quantity. This map is the first map that was released with the Graze mod, which is as I said earlier, has been quite popular over at the support thread over at FSUK. The graze mod is what allows you to have auto feeding grass for your cows and sheep. We have, it's called dynamic mud on the map. Look here at our ground moisture level. 26%. Because we are in, oh, look at all those days with no rain. Outstanding. Because we are in Florida, this map has a custom geo for Florida type weather. And as a result of that custom geo, you're apt to have a ton of rain. Instead of having mud that's always mud, with Seasons Play, the mud on this map is dynamic. Which means the drier your ground is, less mud you have. Earlier in the year, we had a few days with no rain, and I think our moisture content got down to like 10% or 11%, and we had very little mud on the map at that point. Coming? Still moving. So we had very little mud on the map at that point, and then we had a whole bunch of rain, and then the mud came back. So now we're fighting the mud again. We got rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Rain in the forecast maybe for today and tomorrow. And then 5 days or 6 days of no rain, which will be very handy. So we'll be able to work on our grass for the rest of spring. Because at this point we don't own any fields. Really isn't any field work to be done beyond doing contract work. But what I'm hoping to do is to earn enough money with our compost work, the grass and the wood chips, to be able to purchase some land come harvest time. And of course you're too far backwards. Oh, and of course you're stuck in the mud. Is this the same spot you were stuck before? Oh my. Well, let's go get him out. Might need to put in the tow bar mod. I've been looking at the Seasons Slack channel, and it seems like there's some folks that are messing with it. So it's oh no! It's to run into a tree. So it seems like folks have been messing with the compaction, soil compaction mod. I think it is. I think it's a drop-in. Completely destroy the tractor in this. Gets it out of the mud. There we go. I got a fan blade in there, and I got a shaking exhaust. It's pretty cool. Darren, I saw you released a new version of Willow River over at PCSG that includes the Graze mod and the water trough, and well, the first version had water trough, but Graze mod. I guess there were a couple other fixes. I downloaded it earlier today. Ooh. Yeah, the seasons and maintenance on vehicles that aren't owned by you. That was a fun little bug. Not really a bug, but a feature to have found. I had reported that to him. The seasons when I was playing Midtown. After the first year, I went to do maintenance on all the equipment and went down to the BGA to do maintenance on the equipment that the BGA owned, and it wouldn't let me do it. It said maintenance was required, but it wouldn't let me actually maintain it because I didn't own it. So I asked the Seasons folks what to deal with that, and they didn't seem to realize that you could have a state other than owned or leased. So they had put in the dev version that if you don't own it and it's not leased, that it's not maintainable. I had heard of folks doing that on maps, making it so that they had a, shop-owned telehandler or something, but I didn't really know how to do it. It's not something that people really came across very often. It seems to be more prevalent now. Look at all that. Most of that got chewed up with no chips. So basically, if you try to do maintenance on something that you don't own, okay, so let's say you try to maintain the JCB down at the BGA, or the wheel loader down at the BGA. Take it to the shop trigger. You take it to the mobile maintenance trailer, service trailer, anything like that. You won't get the repair button. It'll just say you can't customize it because you don't own it, and you can't sell it because you don't own it. But Seasons will still cause it to not start, stop, and everything because you didn't do any maintenance. There's two ways of fixing it. One, you could go in and change it in the XML so that you own it, and then do maintenance, and then change it back. Or if you get the dev version of Seasons and you put that in, what it does is it has a rule where it looks to see if you own it or is leased. So I think like property state of 1 is owned, property state of 2 I think is leased, and a property state of 0 is not owned or leased, but still usable. If I've got those values wrong, I'm sure someone will correct me. Yeah. So like what I did with this, I've got a telehandler I've tabbed through a few times. Got a telehandler down at the store that is available for us to use when we're loading pallets. I just haven't had a chance to use it yet. So I went in, I basically made that owned by somebody other than me. And I did the same with that fertilizer spreader. It's going to be owned by the fertilizer folks. When we're going to use it, we're going to have to go down to the fertilizer folks and pick it up. Kind of like we're renting it. Or you could say it's kind of included in the price of the fertilizer. Not getting a fill level. Is that tractor off? There we go. But if you do that with regular Seasons, it won't let you maintain it. But the dev version will. I don't know why they've never released that version. Because it has a few other changes in there also. Actually, what it does is it makes it so it doesn't require maintenance. So if you don't own it and it's not leased, then it just basically cancels out the maintenance script. And you could just pretend that that's the equivalent of, let's say, the the owner, the BGA, is performing their own maintenance on it. So therefore, you don't have to do it. Yeah, get the one from GitHub. I do have it set that it puts a little watermark on your screen that you're using the dev version. But that's the only thing it does. So. It won't affect your save game at all. Sugarcane. Something else I'm hoping to get into is to plant a field of sugarcane at some point. Basically, there's a 1.5 year growth rate on the sugarcane. It's definitely a long-term crop on this map. Talking about taking a long time. Between sugarcane and saplings, it's got some serious long-term poplars regrow. It's another good crop to plant. Plant once and you'll have reap the rewards for years. These poplars will just regrow on you. %. 50 short. Got to split these up, I think. I think I saw on FSUK there was a guy that posted pictures of a mod that he was going to start working on. It was a log splitter. It'll split up into little bits like this. You'd set one of these up under the log splitter and activate it. And it would split your log for you. Yeah, that's what it, 1.5 years. So it's definitely a long-term crop. Oh! You get when you got too much strength. Cut it again. %, 3%. I don't think poplar takes a 1.5 years. I think it's closer to. I think if you plant it in spring, it will be ready by late autumn. Except you don't have to replant it. Once you plant it once, it's like grass. You'll be able to reap the harvest rewards. Kidding me? Button square. So I plan on putting in poplar on one of these small fields once I own him. Go through the agony of planting it once. And it'll be up here by the wood chip storage. And then I can reap the rewards of wood chips year after year after year. Let's go ahead and chip this log up. Yeah, they both take absolutely forever. That's where I wish you could have a mission where you planted poplar. But I don't think poplar is a mission plantable field or crop. Kidding me again? I gotta cut this again. It's like trying to chip wood with this chipper. It takes forever. Alright, we're at 100%. Put you over here. Put you over here. You're definitely done with you for a while, buddy. Leave it out here so you can kind of get cleaned off. Right. Let's not get stuck in the mud. Get stuck in the mud, right? Let's just go out this way. Oh! There we go. I did use a modded poplar planter on Midtown when I put poplar in, because the in-game one goes like 2 miles an hour. Some awful painful speed. But Stevie's got a modded poplar planter that I think does it at like 6. That's manageable. I was thinking about putting poplar in probably on field 3 over here, because that's real close to this wood chip storage building. Then I could store up wood chips for winter when they bring in the most amount of money, and we could sell wood chips during winter, or we could just put wood chips in the compost master and make an even bigger fortune. Oh, did you, on churn, did you decide if you were going to do traffic or not? You said it was something you were going to think about. No, it's something that a lot of people have commented on, saying that they wish churn had traffic. %99 sure it will have traffic. That's good. We're definitely going to get to fertilizing. We might not get to mowing. Oh, wow. Right-hand drive. That'll be cool. Gonna pull in here. And go ahead and bring you over here. You here for now. Get going. Yeah, that is fun, to have water troughs that fill with rain. Yeah, I know these do, because before we bought animals, we had a couple 100 liters of water in both as a result of the rain. Yeah, something that I think would be a cool, cool mod would be to have water collection, like to be able to put a barrel next to a building, and when it rains, basically it collects water as if it was collecting runoff from the roof, you know, into a gutter and into a downspout. That would be cool. Or if you could put one of those big, big plastic storage things, like the liquid fertilizer storage. I know, Rob, that is the weirdest. I have no idea why it's illegal in some states to collect God's gift in rainwater. Alright. Gonna drop this load off, and through the miracle of science, as we dropped our load of wood chips off yesterday, we're gonna be able to take that load directly to sale. And pull in pretty good money. And probably by the time we get back, uh-oh. 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 This little tractor does not like the mud. Alright, that is fun. Looks like this is going to have to be a tractor we do not use for compost. Oh, I did? Is it one of those things that's not published? I'm gonna have to get our other tractor. This one just does not like the mud. If this one comes with duals or not. Alright, we're just gonna hit it. Not even gonna look. Ah, we just made it too. The truck was coming on us. You think duals will help, huh? Let's see. Rear twins. Alright, well, we get normal and a little narrows. Should we go try it? Of course, they look kind of odd because of the speed at which the tires are rotating. Oh, virals. I don't know what that is. That's an interesting font. You mean the red? What wrong color are you talking about? Arrow's got red rims. Took them off of a case. The budget farmer. There we go. Look at that. Maybe we won't get stuck at the in the woods now either. Alright, let's earn some money. So like if we look at the F1 menu here, we'll see it doesn't say anything about maintenance. When we get into this one, it does. Get back in this one, it doesn't say anything about maintenance. I've got the equivalent of the dev version, at least the dev version as of like January. Oh, good. Made it. Worried I was overshoot that one. Oh. Alright, there's that load. We need to hurry up because sell point's only going to be open for a little longer. In fact, we might not get a second load sold, depending on how fast we can get there and get back. Well, could just lower the time down. We could do that. I don't know why is one narrow and one normal? Why are they both not just normal sized? That's what I don't understand is why are on some tractors when you put a dual on, does it put a little narrow on beside it? Change that to gross states. Okay. Let's see, this one is it? This is it. This is it. It probably is. Let's see here. Is 6410. Sell it. Twin, rear twin, narrow tires, wide tires, or standard. $35,000 for that little load of compost. Drop it back. We'll be sure to get another load here. The shaking exhaust is pretty cool. And we've got a it's hard to see, but we've got a spinning fan blade in there. We can't get this other load sold. Got 15 minutes to get it loaded and get it back down there. What I don't want to do is get in there and get stuck. We won't be able to get out. So we're in a rush. I'll do it the old-fashioned way, which is a lot easier. Let's go. Seem to have lost some somewhere. Oh no, we didn't have a full load that first time, did we? I don't think I'm gonna make it. 6 minutes, 5 minutes, oh my. Four minutes. I have to cheat a little bit. These power lines must have taken a while to string up. Two minutes. Oh, 1 minute. Are we gonna make it? We're gonna get stuck in here. Quick, dump. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I think we're gonna get stuck. Oh, we made it. Oh, we made it. Oh, what? These things don't close right at 6? When do these close? Well, that was a little anticlimactic. That one might close later. Well, these closed. Those are closed. We're not getting our fertilizer. They're closed. We can buy stuff, but we can't return it. And we can't sell any grain. Well, I guess technically we could. Nope, nope, there's a gate down there that's closed too. I thought we could come in the exit there, but nope, that's closed off. Alright, well, we got a good little bit of money today. I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop this trailer off, pick up that fertilizer spreader, and advance through till morning. Oh my goodness, 9 p.m. I had plenty of time. That's okay. It played fun in the story. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. And dawn. Oh, it's raining. Now it's done. Let's see, how much of a loan do we have? Oh, we could repay our loan. That. No more loan. No longer owe things to the bank. Alright, now that we're in mid-spring, our grass should be a little greener. Taking it? Oh. I don't think it took it. Yeah, it's changing it. Okay. Just hard to see, I guess, without the sun on it. Thanks to the better PDA or whatever it is, better mini map. I can see that we are definitely putting a second coat down. That'll update in about 25 seconds. That's why I like this new better PDA map, better mini map. It's 5, 4, 3, 1, refresh, and there it is. I can see it subtly changing now. It's a mod. It's on the mod hub. It's probably in the mod spreadsheet, but I think it's called Better Minimap, Better PDA or something. And I can do this too. Oh, that's not. There we go. Make it bigger. I can make it transparent. Let's see here. That's not it. Size is. Let's see here. Way to make it transparent. Let's call this 26. Then we can play with the mini map. Went to left shift 9 mini map. I can left shift, left alt 9 to change the transparency level. Go. Left shift, left alt 9. Change it to resize it. And then I got this cool little trick. Zoom way out. Zoom in. Turn the mini help off for that. This mini must have 24. Must only do 12 meters. So it said 24 because there's obviously a gap there. It's kind of weird. I saw it was recently updated to do the Polish language. I'm using the non-Polish language version, as you all could probably tell. Yeah, even though I really can't see the color changing on the ground very well, I could kind of just follow the little indicator on the mini map. Just a little delayed. Then we'll run up and hit that little field. That's funny, Rob. That's good enough. This fertilizer looks like it's going to last a while. In fact, actually, what I think I'm going to do is set this to 12 meters instead of 24. And field 25. I think that big field. So what we'll do is we'll get him set on headland. I'll start this guy on field 25, and then I'm going to start mowing this little field just because I want to use this cool mower. I want to use this cool mower this stream. Even have working blinkers. Right, you. Yeah. Close you off. Now, how about duels? Y'all can help me figure out what these say. Are any of these dual? Yeah, that one might be. Oh, let's see what that one does. Oh, there you go. Oh, I gotta hook that back up. So let's put these loader arms over here. Alright. That extra hub sticking out kind of annoyed me. Now, let's go play with this mower. See if we can't figure out how to lower this thing. For some reason, the normal lower command doesn't work. We'll see when we get out on the road if we have dual tracks. Nope. Just one. Let that guy fertilize that field for who knows how long that's going to take. As soon as I saw this this mod show up over at Mod Hoster, I was like, this is going to be a perfect mower for this map. I was going to use the in-game side mower, but when this one popped in, I'm like, this will be perfect. Oh, it's understandable, Darren. It's got two wheels. You'd think it would leave 4 tracks, right? Should. Yeah, I was thinking about that one too. Except that one's just so expensive. You know, given our financial situation and all. Alright, let's see here. There we go. Let's do that. Kind of lined up here. See, B button doesn't lower it. Look here, B doesn't do anything, but if we do Alt V, Control V. Control V dropped it. Control V will raise it, but regular V doesn't. Right? And let's get to mowing. I have to thank CCS 101, Will, for doing a little edit on this thing, where you swap the sound file out for a real haybine. Let's try not to hit this stupid fence. Let's do that. So now it looks the part and sounds the part. Yeah, it works. Windrows, mows, sounds awesome. Just gotta get used to mowing like this. I don't use that side mower too much. For some reason it thinks we don't own that field. Well, we don't own that field. No, we don't. But I'm not in that field. I'm in this one. Where do we have to get over here before we're okay? There we go. We're just going to mow this, we're going to have fun mowing this field. I'll do a better job when I turn around, because I should be able to just drive right down the middle of that grass windrow and be good. Just getting the first one done. Let's see this thing. Got the intake bar that rolls. We got an auger there. The conditioning rollers inside are rolling around. Tires are right. The ribbed tires. Oh, dang it. Dang it! Darn fence. This one starts out old and gets even older looking as it gets dirty. Alright, let's turn this thing around. Can't do a better job on the other way. Yeah, let's look at that. Why on earth we have to do left alt V? I don't know. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, see? There we are. I can just do that. Just drive right down the middle of that. And look at that. That is perfect. Let's get that first one done. What we're going to do is we're going to mow this up. We're going to bring in our forage harvester and wagon. And pick this up and take it over to the compost master. Well, I have to say I didn't do any mowing when I was younger. This is definitely how I remember it being done. Other than the running into the fence part. In fact, you drove more often looking backwards than you did going forwards. Won't need to TED this at all. Hey, DoughBoy, what's up? See my new mower? My new old mower. I might be able to share it with you. This is a little bit tweaked. Been tweaked a little bit. Yeah, it's basically that one. We learned out how to lower it. For some reason you have to do left alt V, like if you're doing a lower all. Well, it's like how it windrows. Because you could set these mowers to do a variable spread, I guess. Yeah, Control V. Need to be straddling this thing. Not paying attention. Do one more and then we'll just start making up and downs, I guess. I do want to try that that belt, the conveyor belt I set up. Mod hoster. Let's see what it store. It's a New Holland 116. That's the new store pick. The old store pick was just like a shot from editor. There's a delay when you lower it. You see, it gets dirty. Boy, does it get dirty. So, I told it to lower like long before I even stopped mowing. Back in here. Straddle the windrow and she is. You probably could, I guess. In the mod hoster comments, I had put a comment in there that I couldn't figure out how to lower it, and the author was like, "Oh, you just raises and lowers for me," but he had a must have had a different key binding or something that he was using. Instead of just swinging it constantly around, we're just going to do this. Going to drive on this guy's field because we're going to buy it here soon anyway. Just doesn't know it yet. Like, for example, I'm going to hit Control V right now. And there it lowers. Well, it wouldn't be instant, but it would act fairly quickly when you open the hydraulic valve to let the oil out of the cylinder. The head would just drop as soon as you started pulling on the lever. Control V. Go. Probably won't be able to swing it around because of the big turning radius. And Control V. And there it drops. Well, if we get enough modders working on it, we'll eventually get it working right, won't we? Control V. And B. Yeah. Not to forget that for some reason it mows when it's in the up position. Well, not for some reason, but we know why it mows when it was in the up position, because for a while we thought we couldn't lower it. So Will tweaked it to work in the up position. So that's not we wonder why, we know why. It's got a different sound to it. The one on Mod Hub or Mod Hoster, I guess sounds more like a disc spine. It's got more of a whine to it. Hey Matthew, what's up? B. Let's go that way. There we go. Yeah, I'm eager for some 19 news myself. Should be getting some FS17 news here in a couple weeks with E3. Yeah, E3 is a pretty big stood for, I don't know what it stands for, but it's a pretty big electronics trade show. in Las Vegas. It's typically where lots of game manufacturers will announce or premiere up-and-coming titles for the fall. So E3 is around the middle of June, I think. I think it's around the second week of June. So we know that Giants is supposedly going to give us some more information about FS19 during E3. And hopefully that will then start the regular press releases of FS19 news. So swing out this way. A fan can only hope, right, Darren? That turn went pretty good. Your fertilizer spreader is down to 58%. Bought that tractor when we were going to do later, gamer. Thanks for dropping by. Bought that tractor when we were going to use the Forage, the trailed Forage harvester, and we were going to need a second tractor to pull a trailer, shoot it into. But I think now we're going to use a more traditional forage wagon. We're going to shoot shoot this grass into the front of. We've got a that slow conveyor, the bale conveyor, set up at the compost master. Hopefully we can offload onto that. That'll be cool. Go. This is a 7810. It's in the mods list. I can get you a link. E3's in Los Angeles, okay. Oh, you probably got it. It's just filed away somewhere where you can't find it. That's what it is. June 12th. So in 12 days, we will maybe hear something. Yeah, this one may be over American Eagles. Let's just pass here. Or is that one it? Yep. That's it. Came with this. These two. Yeah, the mega grass field is going to take days to do. See how much grass we pull off of this. Oh, but a Big M is too modern for this this play. I think we would have had a Big M back in the 80s, 90s. Yeah, it just takes time. It's just longer, the bigger the field, it just takes a while to work it. Yeah, when we were driving up to Gettysburg, went by a couple farms, and one guy was out mowing. He was mowing with a haybine just like this, except it was crone. Kind of a... wasn't expecting to see a crone haybine in Pennsylvania. But I saw one. And he was pulling it with a case tractor. It's kind of interesting. Alright. I didn't have a vehicle. Wife's truck was tied up in a parking lot. This crazy Gettysburgians charge you a fortune for parking. almost done. Then we'll be able to forage this thing. On button. Go. It's not too humid up there. It was, when we got in Maryland to pick up our youngest, it was, oh, it was humid. Humid as all get out. Swing it back. We're getting there. See if I can't mow some more of this outside field. Oh, I didn't swing early enough. Oh, now it mows all the way out there. Just didn't like the tractor out there, I guess. We'll have to make another pass then. Get that bit. don't know if you'd swing this thing while it was on or not. Probably not. Who gave up reading? Reading is fundamental. Everybody likes a good reading rainbow. There we are. Hey, look, by the time we get to mowing that big field, we'll be old hat at this. We'll figure out how to use it. Hey, Donnie, what's up? Alright, we are just about done. Spent half a day mowing this little field. Alright. It's done. I want to see how much money I can make. And we're done. Gear up. Kind of fold her away. There's no fold or unfold, so we kind of got to guess when it's centered. All right. Go up here and pick up this foragers and see how this works. I don't know if the capacity on this wagon is any close to accurate. It probably isn't. But since everything's in liters, I don't know how we would know how accurate it is or what a correct volume would be. Gotta get off. Perhaps going to come through here and take out my mower. Zoom this out. Switch this back to fertilization. Oh, he's almost done. Look at that. In the time it took us to mow that field, he has got this big field fertilized. Way to go, boy. He is. Working away over there. park this thing away. Put it over here for now. It does have a really nice animation on the jack. Oops. We are. Up. Yep, so there we got our giddy up. I don't have a John Deere forager thing, so we got the Massey. So this will work. And this trailer, for some reason, well, this trailer has a capacity of 50,000 liters. Like I said, I don't know how overly realistic that is. We'll just cut out in front of that truck. Is it old looking? How cheap is it? I was looking at a Lily, but the darn Lily was like $30,000 compared to this doohickey, like 5,000 or something. So if anybody knows what a realistic capacity on a forage wagon like this would be, then I'll see if I can't mod the spreadsheet, the 12,000. Man, I'd be emptying this thing constantly. It's a pretty big wagon. Like the like that Red Rock trailer. I still have that in here. I was going to use this Red Rock tipper. Took it out. 50,000. That one's 30,000. It's like that size. 30. All right. It's shooting some grass in this trailer. That looks good. Of course, we don't have full growth on here. We're getting our... Next time we mow this, we'll have our plow bonus. We don't have to worry about grass for our sheep. So oh. Pretty good. $30,000 and be done with it. Oh, now you're not happy with that. I think over at American Eagles, there was a John Deere. Let's look here. I didn't add it. It's this. Maybe that's what you've got. I've got that, but that's for corn. That wouldn't do. That wouldn't pick up grass. That one was 45,000. This one is 6,800. There was a Lily that's folks were talking about in the last stream. That was like $30,000, so it costed too much. I went with this rig, which was 6,800. Trailer was fairly cheap. I'm pretty sure the trailer and that other John Deere Forage harvester are over American Eagles. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up once. Then I'm going to take it down up here to the compost master. And I want to see how this conveyor belt works. Then I'll call it done. We are well past the typical 2-hour stream that I try to do. Yeah, because what we're going to do is we're going to try to set up the cow and the sheep farm to be John Deere stuff. The pig farm, when we get it running, it'll either be New Holland or Case stuff. And the arable farm will be whatever the pig farm isn't. I've kind of got some older New Holland stuff and some older case stuff. Each farm will kind of be its own little brand. But I do want to stick to, do want to try my best to keep the things in the 70s, 80s, or 90s time frame. Oh, still got a fence. Go. Nice little pile of grass in there. I think we're going to make a fortune off of this little field. I think once we do this, this grass to compost, we're gonna be set. Not gonna have any money problems for quite a while. For harvester, we're probably what we're going to do is the reason it makes sense for the either the pig or the arable farm to be New Holland. What am I doing? Is that I want to use the New Holland harvester from the Modern Classics DLC. That's a New Holland. The store, we haven't seen it yet, but the store has the JCB telehandler from the Modern Classics DLC. And one of the tractors we're going to have on the Case shop, the Case farm, is going to be the Case Modern Classics. About to get rain. Some of our grass as a result of that. Would it probably not have had the LCD readout? Like it's fixing up to be a heck of a storm. Oh, okay. Oh, there it's raining. Good thing to make compost. It doesn't matter if our grass is wet or not. Oh, there are. This tractor's got the wiper. Big thing I noticed with this trailer is the phantom hitch. Hitch likes to wander when he gets toward the extreme. If we go to, if we left shift 9 and turn the mini help on, then you'll see the oh, where is it? So control 9. Oh, alt 9. Yeah, alt 9. Left alt 9 changes the size of the mini map with the better mini map mod. Yeah, we'll lose volume in the windrow. Can't do much about that though. That's okay. We'll more than make up for it in the amount of money we're going to earn. I mean, we earned what, $60,000 off of two trailer loads of wood chips. That was about what, 60,000 liters, or 30,000 liters. So 50,000 liters of grass should net us about 100 grand in profit. Managed to pull. We managed to pull 100,000 liters off of this field. That would be 200,000 liters of profit. $200,000 of profit. So we're going to get it up as quick as we can. Try to find a we didn't go with the forage wagons, you know, the pickup wagons, because they really weren't an American type thing back in the 80s and 90s. We're kind of seeing them nowadays, I think, but back then I don't think they existed. should just about do us. Should get us. Oh, we're at 50,000 now. I'm not gonna leave grass overnight in the pickup wagon. Alright. Let's go see if this experiment's gonna work or not. I was telling people in the stream last week, or earlier this week, that I saw a belt windrower for the first time in real life the other day. Those things are massive. I don't know what they were windrowing. They may have been windrowing, I don't know what it was. It kind of looked like wheat. But it may have been a different type of crop. Yeah, it is green, isn't it? Do that, or they just retextured it and they just made everything green. But in the same field that they were using the belt mergers, I did see a Forage, a pickup wagon, kind of like the ones we have in game. First time I ever saw one of those in real life out in the field. Yeah, I'm sure that it's several iterations of conversions. But the problem is, I mean, that's what we got available to us, because no one's out there making fresh ones, and to some degree, you could maybe argue that you know, is it the modding community, or is it giants that, with their consistent twice, you know, biannual release cycle, that is releasing things out quicker than you know, original mod makers can make models and stuff for. Is now starting to see a lot of good original models of things for 17. 17's towards the end of its life. All right, so we unload to the left here. Swing on around here. Stuck in the mud. Can't. Our conveyor belt, which seems to have shifted. How? Are again. That on. One thing I have not done is I've not tested this at all. Oh, look, it worked. No, it didn't. Well, that didn't work very good. I'll do this. Going underneath there, aren't you? Yep. Just going underneath. Well, that's no fun. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure something out. So that experiment, which I did not test beforehand, did not work. And I just drove a tree. Alright. I'm going to call a stream here, and we're going to have to figure something out. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, happy farming.